we can't even comprehend half the stuff going on there yet.
Would any of you guys take the Richard Branson trip? Would you do the like next week or 2 years? I guess at what point would you be comfortable taking it? Chamath, I'm sure you're signed up.
I can answer for Sacks. The answer is no.
600 and something. So
how many flights more would you want to see? You would want to do 10 more flights, 20 more flights?
No, I feel really confident that we know what we're doing. This flight was so critical because it was about figuring out what it was like to have passengers in the back and how they'd all behave when you had multiple folks. And I think once that readout is done, and Richard apparently took a bunch of notes, so we'll be starting commercial ops. I think the next 2 or 3 quarters. So
wow. Yeah,
Sacks?
I mean, when you have Sacks.
Well, I mean, if I had a $500 million super yacht like Jeff Bezos, that's where I'd be hanging out. I don't think I'd be blasting. I wouldn't be blasting myself into space. But I mean, look, more power to them. I mean, they got, they certainly have
He's
got
doing
guts.
both.
Yeah,
he's doing both.
Yeah.
JCal, would you do it?
My theory is with kids, I kind of think differently about it. But if I was over 70, like Branson, certainly I would do it. Yeah. I would have to have that conversation with my spouse and my kids and say, hey, this opportunity exists. They've done, let's call it 100 flights, somewhere in that neighborhood. I think I would feel pretty comfortable doing it, but I would want to check in with my family and kids and see if we were all in sync on taking that level. I stopped riding motorcycles as an example. I think that flying and space tourism in the next year or two will be safer than riding a motorcycle. Mm-hmm. And then eventually it'll be safer than, driving a car or something. It's quite possible.
I was watching a space show with my daughter. She's 3 years old, on the couch the other day. And then she was like, "Oh, space, it looks so fun." And I'm like, I said, "Do you want to go to space?" And she looked back at me and she said, "I want to go to space with you." And it made me cry. And it was the first time I'd ever thought, like, man,
First time you'd ever cried?
First time I ever cried.
Yeah, we just uploaded that to his firmware.
Yeah.
Crying.
But I was like,
what are these water particles on my chin?
But I had no desire, I would say, before she said that, to go to space. But it was a
Can I give you an idea?
It was kind of a poignant moment that, like, man, this like moment of like inspiration of like going to space is something that like I think is going to inspire a generation. And I told my daughter, I said, you are going to go to space. I hope I can be there with you. Yeah.
Can I give you an idea? 2 different ideas, but they're roughly related. When each of your kids turn 18, buy them a ticket to space so that they become an astronaut. Which I think is like a beautiful kind of an idea where, like, what an incredible present to give somebody as they mature into age. If you basically have heard all these astronauts have said, the overview effect, like when you're above the Earth looking down, it has this completely transformational effect on your outlook on life and the planet. And so, to the extent that that's a quantifiable thing, to give that to your child seems like an enormous gift. Or when everybody's of age or whatever, where all of you guys go as a family so that the whole cabin is your family, that would be really cool too. Either of those ideas, I will do one of those two.
Hold on a second, Chamath. Yeah. There were 4 people, correct, on this flight, if I remember correctly?
In this one, there's 4 passengers, yeah.
Okay, wait a second. There are 4 besties. How are you not setting up a flight for the 100th episode of All In to be on Virgin Galactic? Can you imagine watching David cry and be so scared? I mean,
I can pretty much guarantee you.
I'm talking about Sacks, obviously.
You guys have to buy tickets, but I can pretty much guarantee you that if the 3 of you decided to buy tickets, I'm pretty sure I can organize that we all go on the same flight.
That would be ratings bonanza. That would be bigger.
That's all I need. COVID. That's all I need is to be entombed with you guys for eternity.
You want it. You want it.
Hey, Chamath, can you address the von Karman line controversy around, what's the right point to be in space? Because it came up a lot this week in the news. I didn't want to kind of
came up by one person.
Well, no. There was people talking about it on the news and stuff. Like, maybe you can just share for everyone.
That was just Blue Origin being lame. Honestly, that's so petty by Bezos.
Yeah, so maybe just share what happened and kind of, the point of view on this. Be awesome.
But basically, the question is, what defines space, right? So, if you just like start from the bottom, from ground level, right? You have the troposphere, right? So you have like the first kind of like 10, 20 kilometers or so, right? Then you have the stratosphere, right? That's where like a lot of like weather balloon activity happens. That's at 50 kilometers. Then you have the mesosphere, right? That's where you'll see things like meteors and stuff. Then you get to basically the Kármán line, which is around, I don't know, 100 kilometers or so. There are a bunch of countries that either have no opinion or point to this kind of group to define what the beginning of space is. And they define that at about 100 clicks, which is, I want to say 62 miles. Okay. Then there's the United States and the DoD and NASA, etc. And we define it at a different level, 50 odd miles. And so in the United States, you need to pass the US regulatory body's definition of what the threshold of space is to be considered an astronaut. There is other countries that would then point to a different line, the Kármán line, as the line. I think the point is it's all much ado about nothing. I think in the end, I think Virgin stated that they went to 52.5 or 53.5. Things are iterative, so over time, folks will get higher and higher. But the point is, okay, and what? You basically go into space, you get to see the planet, you get to feel microgravity. You get the benefit of the overview effect. Whether you're at 52.5, I'm guessing you'll get the same effect at 58 or 60 or 61. And then you come back to Earth. So I thought it was kind of a little cheap and unnecessary.
Because there's nothing experience-wise that changes, right? I mean, like
Not to my understanding.
Yeah.
Blue Origin did a tweet. From the beginning, New Shepard was designed to fly above the Kármán line. So none of our astronauts would have an asterisk next to their name. For 96% of the world's population, space begins 100 kilometers up in the internet, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, why would they do that the days before the Richard Branson goes up? It's just totally classless. It shows that Bezos has a competitive streak, which is just not graceful, I would say. And I think there's a little bit of bitterness there. And then you look at Elon. What did Elon do? He went.
He's so classy.
He went
He's so classy.
And he took a picture with Branson and he went to support him and wrote a congratulatory tweet. Elon does not feel he's in competition, but for some reason, Bezos had to like draft and approve this specific tweet from Blue Origin. And I just thought it was classless and just stupid, Jeff. Really. Made you look so bad.
Elon was so fabulous. I mean, it just shows you like what a class act he is and what he cares about, which is like he cares about advancing humans and our ability to do things that are incredible and inspiring. And when other people do it, he's not zero sum about it. As you said, Jason, he was there. He was supportive. It was just lovely to see.
I think Bezos is still stung for when Elon said he couldn't get it up, meaning couldn't get his rocket into space. So
I don't know if that was too classy of Elon.
Well, it was funny. It was funny. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys have seen Jeff's rocket. Kind of small. His rocket is, it's
Jason, now you're doing it.
Got a tiny rocket. I'm just joking. Just so we put a pin in it. Melvin Capital, the people who went to war with the Reddit traders or vice versa, lost $5 billion.
Couldn't happen to a nicer group of people.
They're down 46%, which is just shocking in and of itself in this kind of up market. But then to actually quantify it, they lost $5 billion fighting a bunch of self-proclaimed R's. I won't say the word because I don't want to get canceled, but they call themselves R's on Reddit.
Redditors.
They cost them $5 billion.
Jason, you can say it. You're not calling them that. They call themselves that.
They call themselves that, yes. All right, listen, love you, besties. Sacks, we're glad that you're safe and you're healthy.
No thanks to you. No thanks
jokes.
to you.
I didn't put any jokes in there. I have so many jokes. I'm going to save them.
Honestly, my thought on your recovery is no comment.
I'm just jealous you're going to lose another 5 freaking pounds because of this.
Oh, yeah. I'm down to 178, by the way.
Come on, stop. Are you really?
Stop
yeah.
it, you manorexic. I can't even break one.
When are you going to stop?
Was there a bet or no?
No bet. I would lose that bet. That'd be like me playing sax and chess. It's just not
Jason, what are you tipping the scales at right now?
191.
190, and you're about to come to Italy, and basically you're going to gain 15 pounds for sure.
No, I'm doing one meal a day.
No.
1 meal a day. That's it. One meal a day. That's it. I'm eating 1 meal a day.
How are you going to turn down the food? But what if you eat for 3 hours in that one meal?
I try everything. I'll just try, and then I have discipline now. Just like I stopped using Twitter. I'm stopping Twitter.
Can I tell one funny story about JCal in Italy? Talking about discipline. Okay, so we were there in Italy. When was this, JCal? A few years ago, whatever?
This is a long time ago. Is this when we were in Venice?
Yeah, you were with Jade, and I was with Jacqueline.
Oh, that was a great story.
And we went to some ice cream place, right? And so we all had these like ice cream gelato with like 2 scoops or whatever on there. So Jason finishes his in like 5 seconds. It would like just disappear. And then he walks up to Jacqueline and just like goes like that. And in one fell swoop, he ate the gelato off her ice cream cone.
True. That's not
it was like a bulldog. It was like a bulldog just eating your ice cream.
But how good was that fish that we got? Remember that restaurant I found?
Yeah, the Dorade. The
Dorade. I mean, we still talk about that place. That was incredible.
That was like one of the best meals we ever had.
I've been having a gelato, guys, every day. Every day.
But they're so small. That's what I love about the Italian food. It's a little, such a cute
and it doesn't feel like there's like a lot of preservatives and stuff in there.
No, it's just like butter and sugar, heavy cream, whatever it is. It's so good.
It's so good. It's so
good. How are the tomatoes right now? I can't wait to have some tomatoes.
Incredible. I mean, I eat them, I bathe in them, I rub them on my face.
Rub them all. What about the mutts? You got the mutts. How's the burrata and the mutts? I can't wait.
He's going to gain 15 pounds.
For sure. 100%
Look at him. Break. Look at him.
100%.
We should do a weigh-in when we get there and a weigh-in at the end. That would be the bet.
I don't know how you're going to turn down this food. I don't know how you're going to say no to the pasta. You'll have pasta at lunch, pasta at dinner. You're going to go crazy.
I'm going to just have 2 bites of everything. 2 bites of 6 different pastas. And I'll be fine.
And by the way, the best kept secret is the quality of Italian white wine is outrageous.
Really?
It's outrageous.
We should play some cards and drink some wine.
I think we're going to play, for a couple of days.
How many calories are in the white wine, Chamath?
Calories? I mean, I have no idea. But, look, the thing in the summertime here is you end up walking. So I end up walking a lot or bicycling a little bit, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, like, you're burning through everything.
I got to say, this e-bike I got a rad power bike.
No. The whole point is to not have a motor that powers it, you fucking lazy bastard.
What you don't understand is, because you have the motor in it, Chamath, you ride your bike normal, but then, like, let's say you do have dinner or something like that, or you want to go to dinner 10 miles away or 15 miles away, you might not take your bike. It's too long of a ride. With these electric bikes, instead of going 10 miles on the way there, it takes your 10-mile ride and just puts you at 25, but you're still burning the same number of calories. It's like augmenting. I really think that electric bikes are going to change cities like in a major way. They're already starting to in Europe and in China. But all right, everybody, we'll see you next time on the All In Podcast. Love you, Sacks.
Back at you.
Sacks, I hope you get better.
Feel better.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I'm better. I'm ready better. Don't worry about it.
And wait, Friedberg, you have nothing to say? Computer.
It is nice to see the 3 of you.
It was nice to check off the box for my social interactions for the week.
I have now
done 75 minutes of social interaction. Powering down in 3,
2, 1.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
We'll let your winners ride.
Rain Man David Sacks.
And instead, we open source it to the fans, and they've just gone crazy with it.
Love you, Besties. Queen of Quinoa. Besties are gone.
Go 13. That's my dog taking a notice in your driveway. Sacks.
Oh, man.
My haberdasher will meet me at Clinton. We should all just get a room and just have one big huge orgy because they're all just useless. It's like this sexual tension that they just need to release somehow.
Wet your beak. Wet your beak.
Wet your beak.
We need to get merch.
Besties are back.